Welcome to Mishna study of Maaser Demai Perek Daled Mishnah Bet. Over here, this is actually in most printings. This is actually a continuation of Mishnah Aleph. So we're going to have to catch up a little over here just to be on everyone else's schedule. But we're going to start this as a new Mishnah. This is going to speak about if a person had Terumat Maaser, right? So it's the 10th of a 10th that everyone is supposed to separate from Demai. He has that, and it fell back into the mixture, right? Back into the regular crop that he pulled it out from. Okay, so he has Terumat Maaser, it fell back in. Now, this is actually called Meduma, right? This is called, Meduma literally means a mixture of Teruma, right? So remember that 1% that he took out is Teruma, it fell back in. And now I want to know, do I trust the Am Haaretz in this situation if he tells me that he, separated it again afterwards? Or do we say it's similar to regular Demai? Regular Demai, he, needs to pull that out, and if he tells us that he did pull out the Terumat Maaser, we don't trust him. But if it fell back in the second time, do we trust him or not? That's what our Mishnah is going to speak about. Terumat Maaser shel Demai, shehazra limkomah, Rabbi Shimon HaShezuri Omer, af b'chol sho'alo ve'ochel al piv. So if you have Terumat Maaser of Demai, right, that a person separated, and it fell back into its place, Rabbi Shimon HaShezuri says, even on a weekday, we could ask him, right, it doesn't have to be Shabbat to trust him, we ask him on a weekday, if he tells us he re-separated it, right, he re-separated that Terumah, we could eat based on his words. And why? Really, the question is why? Why do we trust the Am Haaretz when he tells us that the Demai fell back in, the Terumat Maaser of Demai fell back in, and I separated a second time? There we trust him. But if he tells us I separated Terumat Maaser for the first time, we don't trust him. Why is that? So Rambam explains the reason for this is because when the Terumat Maaser falls back in, we call this Meduma. Meduma is a Teruma mixture. And every Am Haaretz knows that Teruma just fell in this. Once he separated it, he knows whether that first Terumat Maaser is Teruma. And when it falls back into the mixture, that makes this whole pile a Teruma mixture, what we call Meduma. And Meduma, in an Am Haaretz's eyes, is very hamur. And the same way, he's not going to lie on Shabbat. We say Emat Shabbat alav. So too, we say Emat Meduma alav. Right? The fear, the awe of Meduma, of a Teruma mixture, right? Every Am Haaretz has awe of, he's scared of, he respects it, and therefore he's not going to lie about it. And if someone if the Am Haaretz tells you, oh, the Terumat Maaser, I separated it once, it fell back in and I separated it again, then we trust him. We trust him because he's not going to lie about Meduma, and halacha is like Rabbi Shimon HaShezuri. I would just point out that Bartenura, others have a very different Perush to this Mishnah. I explained it both based off Perush Rambam.